evening, folks. This is Deb Della Harpsichord speaking for Deb Della Metronome, who was speaking for Deb Della Piana. This is where we are in the pecking order. Now, Deb Della Piana is gone for good. But Deb Della Metronome is coming back. She's got about 34 hours left in her unfortunate incarceration. So I'm holding down the fort, and this is your Shut the Fuck Up Express. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, when she isn't out there insulting people, making racist and bigoted statements, calling for violence, when she's not doing those things, she's out there making a fucking dumbass of herself. Let me talk to you all about this. I'm going to read it to you. So, as we all know, Marjorie's a freedom fighter. She doesn't give a flying fuck if you're all dead, as long as she fights for your freedom to die. Quote, every single year, more than 600,000 people in the U.S. die from cancer. The country is never once shut down. Not a single school is closed. And every year, over 600,000 people of all ages and all races will continue to die from cancer. End quote. Marjorie, I know children who understand that cancer is not an infectious disease, that you cannot possibly have cancer anywhere in your body, sit down unmasked, cough on someone, and give it to them. That, my dear, is the difference between cancer and a communicable infectious virus. Now, I know that Marjorie Taylor Greene knows that her constituents aren't the brightest bulbs on the planet, but I have got to believe that some people out there in the great state of Georgia, and indeed conservatives around the country, understand the difference between cancer and COVID. I know they start with the same fucking letter, but they're really not the same thing. Which thing is not like the other? Remember that game? You know, I am taken aback on a daily basis by the ignorance of what has been left in our government by Donald Trump. If it had not been for him being elected, I personally don't think that any of these boneheads would have been elected. And it's unfortunate, actually, that people fell for his bullshit. And it's unfortunate now that we are stuck with the dregs of the universe in our government. But we are, for better or for worse. We are stuck with these people. I mean, yesterday I talked about the ignorance of Jim Jordan. Do we need to go over that again? Anything as long as we can continue to vilify Anthony Fauci. Now Anthony Fauci has overhyped AIDS, just like he's overhyped COVID. Let me give you some statistics. In the United States, 750,000 people died from AIDS. There are 13,000 people still dying yearly here, okay? 36 million people worldwide have died from AIDS, and people continue to die from AIDS around the world. In the United States, more than 800,000 people have now died from COVID-19. That is more than the number of people who died from the 1918 influenza pandemic. More people died now from COVID than died in 1918 when science wasn't anywhere near where they are now in capabilities, in understanding, and in funding. And they have died largely because of Donald Trump and his administration. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene was also quoted today telling somebody when asked about Kevin McCarthy that it's not about party unity. She really doesn't care about party unity. What she cares about is winning the elections and having the right people in place to put America first. So America first must mean that you get to insult and say racist and bigoted shit to other people. That's putting America first in their minds. Putting America first is making sure you're free to not get a vaccine. And you're free to not put a mask on. And you don't really give a shit who dies because of that. Because you know what? Look, I've said this before. If it were just the right wingers killing themselves off, you know what? They would have that right. But they're not. They're taking a lot of innocent people with them. That must be putting America first, right? Not giving a good fucking fat rat's ass about the public health. That's part of the job of government, by the way. And in case Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't get it, they actually have degrees in public health. But she wouldn't know that because she thinks cancer can be spread by droplets. I rest my case. She's an idiot. She is the bimbo of the house. There is no question about it. And Nancy Pelosi needs to put the pedal to the metal and punish Lauren Boebert, and do it soon. Because no matter what Kevin McCarthy said today, he said that he doesn't need to spank Lauren Boebert. I'm using the word spank, he didn't. I don't want to make any misconception. He doesn't need to call out Lauren Boebert because she apologized. That's a flat out fat ass lie. She backhanded apologized. Then she doubled down on Twitter as soon as the phone was hung up. Kevin McCarthy is a pussy and a chicken shit. And all he cares about is himself. And all of his pandering to all of Donald Trump's little minions haven't done a thing for him because guess what? Marjorie Taylor Greene has already laid out her demands for the next Speaker of the House, a freshman from Georgia who can't tell the difference between cancer and corona. With all of these people in the House and the Senate, Marjorie Taylor Greene is setting the tone for the Republican Party. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. Putting America first must mean breaking into the Capitol building and beating the living shit out of people with posts and, battering rams, spraying bear mace on people, walking around with zip ties ready to kidnap Democratic legislators. That must be putting America first. I'm sure it is somewhere, but it isn't here. I'm so fucking sick and tired of their bullshit and blather. It's not even funny. I'm going to tell you something. Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to shut the fuck up, but you people out there, you need to wake the fuck up. Because I know goddamn right well that there are poor and middle-class Republican people out there. And you know what? The Republican Party has done absolutely nothing for you. You can look back 10 years. You can show me a piece of legislation that has benefited you, that has come out of the Republican Party. Show it to me. I've asked for this a number of times now. You people are clueless. It's not only time for Marjorie Taylor Greene to shut the fuck up, it's time for you people to wake the fuck up. The Republican Party doesn't give a shit about you All they give a shit about is your vote. And as soon as they have that, they don't care what happens to you. I'll talk to you later.